So, how's the last couple weeks been?
Um, I've actually been extremely overwhelmed. I am hanging on. I am hanging on. I do implement some of the coping techniques and things like that, and I am sleeping a little bit better. But things have really amped up with me. I have a new job. Well, not a new job. I have the same job, but a new role in my job, almost like a not a promotion, but like a new task that I'm taking on. So I am in charge of getting individuals paperwork for the outpatient level of care. I'm in charge of getting their short term disability paperwork sent in. I have to update EAP reps. And on top of running groups and doing a full course load. And then my dad's chemo's been getting, he's in remission.
Yay. That's good.
Pre remission? I don't know. But doesn't mean that he doesn't still go to chemo. He's got, I think, until July to do chemo. And this past chemo, that's actually where it came from, the hospital. We had to call an ambulance for him on Monday because he was real weak. We couldn't get him up. He couldn't get himself up. He was not responding very well. It was just the clarity was not there. So we had to get him, an ambulance, and that was another thing that took up part of my Monday. That was put a real damper in my workload or course load. Both. But he's doing well. Now it's been 2 days. He was pretty dehydrated. Pretty dehydrated. So once they got those fluids in, it was nice. He started feeling better. He was more responsive. He didn't remember all of Monday.
Mm-hmm.
But once we got into Tuesday, I didn't end up having a chance to go visit him, but he was up and moving. And then once I left him today, he was talking about the Yankees. So life is good. But like kind of like what you were saying, it's coming to a head, and it's tiring. I'm very tired. Can't wait for group projects to be over.
Amen
Can't
to that.
I can't wait for, you know, yeah, just can't wait.
Yeah, I completely and utterly feel that. Well, speaking of things coming to a head and ending,
Mm-hmm.
this will actually be our last meeting. So, um, I just want to go over the goals you have accomplished, if that's okay with you.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm glad to know that you've implemented some of the tools we talked about in stress management. I mean, I know stress management is an ongoing process. There's really no end to that goal.
Mm-hmm.
But um, I'm glad to know that you have those tools
Mm-hmm.
and you acknowledge that when one task is out of the way and
Mm-hmm.
or you're kind of acknowledging good things even though you're stressed out. That's good.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean, as far as your dad goes, like if a guy's talking about sports, he's
Feeling better, yeah.
he's feeling better.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean I don't know. Maybe not every guy's a sports dude. I don't know,
But definitely my dad, yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing better because he's talking about the Yankees game.
Yay. And that is good. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes because my brain just. Um, yeah. Um, as far as future contact, you will have to go through my company, and you can even, yeah, I'll give you that contact information, my email, my company email, and referrals if you need it. And, if you want to contact me for more sessions when you're feeling stressed out, or if you want me to refer you to somebody um, else who can help you stay level headed, um, we can also do that. Or, if you feel like you just want to focus on self soothing techniques, that's good too. Um, but I will definitely give you some resources as far as um, contact if you want to reach out again for more sessions.
Cool.
Um, let's see. Okay, sorry, my brain's distracted.
Okay.
I feel like I should have put that as step 5. But anyway, um, do you have any questions or any thoughts about your experience up to this point?
Yeah, I am I am rather proud, as exhausted as I am rather proud of myself for being able to manage all of the stuff. It's not perfect. I definitely don't have perfect grades. And I definitely don't have, you know, a perfect social life. I don't have a perfect sleep schedule, but I feel like that's all relative. What is perfect, right?
Right.
But I am very proud of my ability to manage it in a way that it is not so overwhelming that I shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's happened in the past. When I was at Ivy Tech, you know, through like the healing journey and all that jazz, a couple of years ago, I wouldn't have been able to do. I guarantee you, at the first stressful thing or the first mishap or what have you, I would have shut down and not been able to, for example, I had a situation where there was a group project and there was something that happened that was outside of my control, for another class that really sucked. It was just really sucky. And there was nothing that I could do about it, and I had to pull extra weight. Now, past Katie would have been like, absolutely not. I'm just going to shut down. We'll get enough and we'll call it a day. And that's not what happened. I pulled through. I got what I needed to do done. It's on top of, other stressful things happening, such as, my father and stuff like that. Usually in the past, I wasn't even able to do 3 classes while doing part-time work. It was, I'm very proud of the progress that I've made, not only with you, but just in general. I think that it's pretty cool, to see how far I've come, just by making simple changes. And that gives me hope for the future.
Yeah.
That if I continue to make those simple changes, that I'll be even more proud of myself coming a year from now.
Yeah.
So
That's definitely amazing, and I'm proud to hear that
Mm-hmm.
that you've come a long way in the last whatever it is, however long it's been since you've been at Ivy Tech.
2-3 years.
Oof. That's amazing because a lot changes in just a year, let
Mm-hmm.
alone 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Definitely a very different person than I was back then.
that's amazing. And I'm glad to see how much you've changed over the last couple months, even.
Mm-hmm.
That's great to hear. So, sorry, I'm tired. I'm like keeping an eye on the clock.
Okay.
Um, Um, wow. Okay. Um, so, um, as far as like, um, tools going forward, do you want any more tools as far as stress management goes, or do you feel like the tools you have um, are enough to get you through the next 2 weeks, whatever it is, semester wise?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident that I will be able to. I feel pretty confident that this is a good ending spot.
Okay.
Because the semester's coming to a close. The stress I had, the stress I had with my 4 classes, um, it's it's very close to being over. I simply am overjoyed that I am so close to graduation. All I have to do is my practicum next year, and that is I'm doing my practicum at the place I work at. So I'll get to be able to spend more time at the facility with my people, working on and under an amazing therapist, and helping her, co-facilitate some groups, um, on top of some of the ones that I already do. But the ones that I already do are not necessarily CBT related or DBT related or therapeutic, and I mean they are therapeutic, but they're not necessarily like clinical. There we go.
Activity groups.
They're more like activity groups or like support groups. They're less like clinical groups. So I'll get to be able to stick my feet in the water and go to school, and I just have my parents' house, my place, and work. Really, because all of the classes that I'm in alongside of the practicum is virtual, coming up next year. But I'm really excited for this summer because I won't even have to worry about anything related to school. I can just focus on work, and my family, which is going to be very nice, and maybe, just maybe, maybe some fun.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get a chance to go somewhere.
Yeah.
Especially with the more working more, being able to afford more. I think I just really am excited to potentially go on vacation. I haven't been on vacation in years.
Oof.
Years.
I feel
A staycation would be nice too.
that. I feel that 100%. And you can tell by my yawning. No. No, I feel you 100%. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm trying to think what else to go over. We went over the fact that this is the last meeting. We went over the contacts. What else? Do you have any other goals you want to touch on before we close out?
I think my final goal and my only goal moving forward is just to finally complete school. And then once that happens, I think that I'll start to. It kills me saying it now because it sounds miserable. But if I don't continue, I'm going to get complacent. I'm going to not want to go back. So this summer, I'm hoping that's going to be a long enough break for me. And then I'll probably maybe take another semester. Well, because this next upcoming year, it's two semesters worth of a practicum. So I'll have a break this summer, and then just getting through next year with my practicum, and I have one online class that is only one semester, I believe.
Hallelujah.
I know, I'm very excited. I'm very beyond excited. So my main goal is to finish out the semester with acceptable grades, not perfect grades, acceptable grades.
Yeah.
I know that's kind of one thing that I unfortunately had to compromise on. I'm hoping that my scholarships aren't taken away because of my performance, but even if it is, as long as I'm passing and I can get a grade, I'm going to be happy. I'll make do, I'll find a way.
Yeah. I mean, I think there are scholarships do expect you to get a certain,
Yeah, I know.
certain grade point average, but
Mhm.
I mean, I don't think they expect it to be perfect. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know for sure, because
Well, yeah, I don't. I mean, I would have to do some digging too about the actual parameters and stuff like that.
But I mean, expecting A's in everything is just, we're already stressed out. You're already stressed out. Like, why?
Oh yeah, I'm very realistic about my grades. I've never been a perfectionist when it comes to that. I just want to help people.
Yeah.
And I need a degree to do so. So
There you go. And I mean, I feel like, you know, that in itself, helping people realize that you cannot be perfect. Perfection does not exist.
that's correct.
It just does not exist. But if you do your best, you'll get to where you need to go.
Yeah, and I think I have some grace for myself too when it comes to that, as well. I'm holding a space for myself and giving myself some credit because I do have a lot going on in my life,
Yeah.
and once I do go to grad school, I mean now the workload's probably going to be super high.
I've heard.
But I'm only going to be in 2 classes. I'm going to have a degree that I'll get a pay grade up. Like I'll get hired on, or not hired on. I'm already hired on. I'll get an increase in pay due to increased experience and education.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll have more money and more funds to be able to provide for myself in a way that is comfortable. So that if I do need to take off time and I mean I do have PTO, but it'll all work itself out. If I have more education and more ability later on, I'll have the means to focus more so on my grades. I think the biggest thing for me is because I have ADHD and I have to go unmedicated. So it's been a real exhausting brain thing to keep track of 4 classes on top of a job and top of a caseload, a lot of people. So I think that I'm holding some patience when it comes to my ability to perform academically because I am performing overall, overarchingly. I think I'm doing really well with what I have.
Which is good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, I'm proud of you for doing that. Like, giving yourself a little bit of grace. Because, like, I mean, without doing that, you definitely will shut down. And it will be just some... it would be ugly if you didn't do that. So, that's really, really good. And once this session is over and whether you continue with therapy or you don't, keep giving yourself some grace because that's huge when you have a lot going on. And yeah. So I think the last thing was, do you have any feedback for me or just general feedback?
I did really enjoy our working relationship. I know that I've grown a lot, and even just to have somebody to not dump it all onto, but to dump it out and to talk about it and to have somebody help me organize some things in my life is super helpful. So I will say that it is helpful to set goals and to have those goals and agree upon them in a working professional relationship. It is very helpful. So yeah, that's my feedback.
Okay. And we... Boom. Okay. We got 20. Okay. Well, there we go.